Hi students, this video is based on string concepts. Okay, so string is a sequence of characters that are enclosed in single quotes or double quotes. Okay, you can give the string value either in single quotes or double quotes, and you can access each character using index operator. Okay, so here, as you all know, the positive indexing starts from 0. Okay, so their positive index is from left to right. Okay, and you also have negative indexing. Okay, the negative indexing is from right to left. Okay, so your positive index from left to right, that is for B, that is the string is fruit is equal to banana. So for B the index is 0, for A it is 1, for N it is 2, for A it is 3, for N it is 4, and for A it is 5. Okay, whereas negative indexing, it will start from right to left. So for A it is -1, for N it is -2, for A it is -3, for N it is -4, for A it is -5, and for B it is -6. That is, your negative index starts from -0, whereas your positive index will starts from 0. Okay, so fruit of 1. So fruit of 1 is nothing but it's A. Okay, fruit of -6. So -6 is here. So fruit of -6 is nothing but B. Okay. So next is strings are immutable. Okay. So we have two types of category, that is mutable and immutable. So strings are called immutable data type. Why? Because once the string value is initialized, okay, a particular character cannot be changed, or a particular character cannot be deleted, or it cannot be inserted. So that is nothing but it is immutable. Okay, so if I try to change a single character in a string, okay, so here is an example: greeting is equal to hello world. Okay, I want to change the 0th index character. So instead of H, I want J to be replaced. Okay, and I'm trying to replace using indexing. Greeting of 0 is equal to J. Okay, so I'll get a type error that it is not supported. Okay, since it is immutable, you cannot update it like this. Okay, but still you want it to be changed, then you can take a new variable and you can change in that. Okay, so here the reason for error is that string are immutable, which means you cannot change an existing string. Okay, if you want it to be changed compulsory, then I can assign it to a new variable. Okay, so greeting is equal to hello world. New greeting is equal to J plus, that is J plus, then from this index you have to take it. That is, you will leave the 0th index and you will slice the remaining string from the original string. Okay, so your greeting will be 1 colon. Okay, greeting of 1 colon. So from the first index till the end of the string, it is I'm slicing from the greeting. Okay, so J plus ELLO comma word asterisk. So my new greeting will be jello comma word exclamatory mark. Okay, so if you want it compulsory to be changed, you can do it using slicing and concatenation operator. Okay, so we'll see few of the string operators. First is slicing. So you all know that slicing will be, you'll be giving in a square bracket and you'll be having a colon. So here this portion, it will be a starting index and this portion will be a stopping index. Okay, whereas the stopping index will be excluded. Okay, so next is striding. Okay, striding is nothing but in striding you will have 3 values. Okay, 3 portion, that is in the square bracket you will give the starting index colon stopping index colon stepping index. Okay, we'll call it as stepping index. You can give the stepping index either in positive or negative. Okay, even the starting index and stopping index also you can give it in positive indexing or negative indexing. Okay, so S is equal to Python. Okay, S colon colon -1. Okay, so S colon minus 1 is starting index is empty and stopping index is also empty. Okay, but my stepping index is in negative value. Okay, so if it is in a negative value, it will execute from left to right. Okay, it will execute from left to right since it's a negative value. Okay, so it will print N O T H Y T. Okay, this is nothing but the reversing. Okay, you are reversing the particular string. Okay, so using striding, you can directly reverse a string value. Okay, so next is, so here are a few slicing. Okay, so we'll see it one by one. Okay, so I am giving the value over here, P Y T H O N P R. Okay, Python programming. So now I'm going to write the positive indexing first. So 1, 2, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, and I'm going to write the negative indexing also. So negative indexing starts from -1, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10, -11, -12, -13, -14, -15, -16, -17, -18. Okay, so now first is slicing. So S0 colon 6. Okay, so from 6, so 0 is including and 5 is excluding. Okay, so my substring will be from 0 to 5. Okay, so only Python will be my answer. Okay, so Python will be the answer for the first slicing. Next is colon 9. So colon 9 is here the starting index is empty. So that means it will start from 0 and my ending index is 9. Okay, so till 8 it will read. So from 0 to 8 it will read. Okay, so my answer will be Python space PR. Okay, so the space is for the space also there is a index value. Okay, so it will be Python Pro for the second one. So third one, -6 colon. So -6 colon is -6 is nothing but here it's A. Okay, so -6 colon. So that means from -6 it will transfer till the end. Okay, so my output will be A M M I N G. Okay, so this is my substring. So always the slicing will be moving from left to right. Okay, the direction will be from left to right. So next 3 colon. So 3 colon is from H to R. Okay, that is from third index to eighth index. Okay, next -6 colon -1. So minus 6 is nothing but it's A, and minus 1 has been excluded. So till minus 2. So it will be A, M, M, I, N. Okay. So that will be a substring. Next is colon minus 6. So colon minus 6 is from starting from the 0th index till minus 6. So Python space PROGR. Okay, only till minus 7 it will consider. Minus 6 will be excluded. Okay, so this is nothing but slicing. Okay, so next we are going to see the striding part. Okay, striding is nothing but your third value is nothing but your jumping step. Okay, so colon minus 1. This is nothing but it will reverse the particular string. Okay, so colon 2. So starting index is empty, stopping index is empty, and only the jumping step is 2. So that means it will jump each character 2. Okay, so from Python, so from starting to ending index. So P, it jumps to T. So 2, so it will jump from P, it will get the second character, that is T. From T, it will get the second character O. From O, it will take the second character space. From space, it will take the second character R. From R, it gets the second character G. From G, it takes the second character A. From A, it is M. From M, it is N. By that, it stops. Okay. So this is your value. Okay. So P, T, O, space, R, G, A, M, N. Okay. So next is colon 3 colon. Okay, so colon is starting index, so it is default, it is 0, and 3. So till the third index. Okay, colon, I didn't give any stepping values. If I don't give any stepping value, by default it will take it as 1. Okay, so from 0 to 3 it will execute. Sorry, from 0 to 2. So 3 is nothing but excluding. So P, Y, T. Okay. Next is minus 6 colon minus 1 colon 2. Okay. So minus 6 is nothing but A. Okay. So let me erase this. So minus 6 is nothing but A. Okay. So minus 1 is G. So this is excluding. So till minus 2 only. So from here, 2 jumps. So from minus 6, it takes minus 4. From minus 4, it takes N. Okay. So this will be A, M, N. Okay. Next is minus 4 colon minus 1. So starting index is minus 4 and my ending index is empty. So that means till the end. Okay. And see, I have given the stepping index as minus. So if it is minus, then I have to move from right to left. Okay. So minus 4. So this is minus 4. Okay. So minus 4 till the end. Okay. So M A R G O R P space N O H T Y P. Okay. So if the stepping is negative, then it will move from right to left. Okay. If suppose I have my value as minus 4 colon minus 2. Okay. If this is a slicing, this is a striding given to you. So what will be the answer? So it is stepping value is nothing but negative, that is minus 2. So from minus 4, so this is nothing but minus 4. From here, it will jump to the left side. Okay, from M, it will jump to A. From A, it jumps to G. From G, it jumps to R. From R, it jumps to space. From space to O. From O to T, and T to P. Okay, so if it is negative, you will jump it from right to left. If it is positive, you will jump from left to right. Okay, so this is what the striding is. So the solution for all these slicing is given in the next slide. Okay, you can refer it. Okay, so next is string, another few string operator. So as you all know, concatenation, A is equal to Karpagam, B is equal to college. Okay, so A plus B. So A plus B is nothing but you are concatenating two values. Okay, Karpagam, there won't be any space. Okay, there won't be any space. So Karpagam college will be a single word. If you want space, you have to give A plus single quotes plus B. Okay. So next is repetition. So repetition means you have to, for multiple copies, we go for repetition. So A is equal to hello, hello, star 3. So hello will be printed 3 times. Okay. Next is membership function. So you all know. So in and not in. So it will check whether the particular character is there in a string or not. Okay. So next is string functions. Okay, there are so many built-in functions. I'll just take few built-in functions. Okay, so I'm writing the string as Python programming. Okay, I'm writing as Python programming. So if you want to find the length of the string, okay, that is length of the str1. So I'll just give str len of str1. So this will return the length of the value. Okay, so Python space programming, it will return me the length of this particular sentence. Okay. Okay, 18. Okay, so next function is count function. So count function is used to count how many character is there in that particular value. Okay, so I'm giving str1. So your syntax is your variable, string variable, that is my string variable is str1. Okay, so str1 equal to Python programming. Okay, so I'm going to apply the function for this variable. Okay, so str1 dot count of p. So this will return how many p is there in my for value. Okay, so Python, so p from Python and another p from programming. So totally I have 2 p's. So my output is 2. Okay, so next, if I want I can also specify the index. Okay, from which index I want the count of a particular character. Okay, suppose I want to count the number of p from the 5th index. Okay, so what it happens is from the 5th index, it will check where the p character is there. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the n character is in 5th position. From 5th till the entire string, it will search how many p is there. Okay, so that will be printed. So from 5th index, only one p is there, that is p in programming. Okay, so that will be printed 1. Okay, so next is I can mention the starting index and the ending index. So here I have given only the starting index. I can also specify the ending index, that is print str1 dot count of p comma 5 comma 7. Okay, So I'm giving, so what happens is from the fifth index, okay, that is from n, from fifth index, fifth 7 is nothing but excluded. So always the ending index will be excluded, right? So 5 and 6, it will check whether P is there in the, how many P's are there in the fifth and sixth index. So fifth index is n and sixth index is space. So there is no P over there. So I'll get the output as 0. Okay. So for count function, we have 3 parameters. So if you want to know the count of a character from the entire string, then just give the value alone. If you want to get the count from a particular position, you can give 2 arguments, a value comma the starting index. Otherwise, if you want to count the value from a particular range, then you can give the starting index and the ending index. So this is nothing but count function. Next is index. Okay, index is nothing but it will return me the index, in which index the value is there. For example, I'm giving n. Okay, it will return me the index. Okay, so my n character is in the fifth position. Okay, so it will return the index value of this particular character. Okay, the index value for n is 5. Okay, even for this, I can give the starting index. Okay, so print str1 dot index of n comma 6. So it will search the n from the sixth index, because if I give n, okay, if I just give only one n, it will, as soon as it sees the first n character, it stop reading. Okay, so this will return, if there are so many n in your value, okay, it will return only the index of the first n character. Okay, so here I'm mentioning the index. So now what happens is from the sixth index, it will return me the index of n. Okay, from the sixth index, it will search for the n character, in which position it is finding the first n character, that will be returning. Okay, so in the 16th index, I have the n character. Okay, so 16 will be in this position. Okay, so in the 16th position, I have the n. Okay. So next is, you also have the R index. Okay, that is actually this index will start searching from left to right. Okay, if you want to read the index from the right side, I can give R index. Okay, so now what happens is it will start searching for n from the right side. Okay, so the first character in the right side is G, then n. Okay, so that will also return me the 16. Okay, so instead of index, I can also give find. So find function and index function will execute the same manner. Okay, both are same. Find and index are both are same. Okay, so see, this is the output for str.index of n, that is 5. str1 dot find of n, that is also 5. So both index and find functionality is same. Okay, even in find also you can give the starting index, and you can also give R find. Okay, the only differences between the index and find is, I'll tell you the difference. So here I am giving, instead of small n, I'm giving capital letter N, which is not there in my value. Okay, so if there is no character, such character in my, if there is no such character in my value, then it will return as -1 if it is a find function. Whereas if it is an index function, it will throw the error. Okay, so instead of find, I'm giving index. So this will throw me the error. Okay, so this will throw me error that such substring is not found. That is the difference between find and index. Okay, Next, we'll see replace. Okay, so replace is a function which is going to replace a particular character with another character. So I am going to replace small letter r to the upper letter r. Okay, and here I can mention, okay, first I'm just giving this. Okay, so if I give like this, that is my old, you have two arguments for the replace. That is, first argument is your existing character, okay, and second one is a new character which you want to replace. So now what happens is small letter r is completely replaced with capital letter R. So here it is replaced with capital letter R, here it is replaced with capital letter R. If suppose I want only one R character to be replaced, so I can also give here my third parameter is how many number of characters to be replaced. So here I'm giving only one. So only one R will get replaced. Okay, so the first R will get replaced. The second R remains the same. Okay. So next is strip. Okay. Strip is nothing but it will strip the content from both the sides. Strip function will remove the content from both the sides. If I'm giving py, okay, it will see whether py is there in both the side. From the right, it will check. From the left also, it will check. So in the left side, py is there, so it got stripped. So if I give ing, so ing is there in the last, in the end of the string. So ing will be removed. Okay, so strip will check from both from the front it will check, from the back also it will check. Okay, so if it is there in both the sides, if I'm giving ing over here and I'm running, okay, so from the front ing and from the last also ing will get deleted. Okay, so that is nothing but strip. If you want to strip, you can also strip it from one side. Okay, you have L strip, so that it will strip from only from left side. Okay, if you give R strip, it will strip only from the right side. You can also mention like that. Okay, next is ends with. Okay, so I'm going to check whether my value is ending with some substring. Okay, I'm giving ends with. Okay, so ends with ing. So I'm checking whether my value is getting it's ending with ing. So programming ing is there. Okay, so it will return me true. Okay, and also I also have starts with. Okay, that means I'll check whether my string is starting with ing. Okay, if it is starting with ing, then it will return me true, otherwise it's false. Okay, it's my starting is Python, so there is no ing over there. So my starting is py. So here I'm checking whether it is starting with ing. So this will return me false. Okay, so here I'm giving Python. So that is giving me true because my value is starting with p. Okay, so I'm stopping with this. Remaining methods, we'll see it later. Okay, thank you.